Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it is now time for the best real estate podcast online. It is time for Lakeway Area Real Estate Talk Live with Mike and Dave Elkins, presented by Elite Realty Group.
But it's time now for us to talk about some real estate. That's why we started this show. We're going to give you some information that hopefully will be beneficial to you sometime in the future. We get asked all the time. Now, I do like this because we can kind of see each other a little bit.
I feel like we're debating right
But
now.
we get asked all the time.
We should have a button in the middle.
What should I offer, right?
Right.
Like, that's like a question pretty much on 80% of the deals. 85% of the homes, the buyers that we help, they're like, what do we offer?
What kind of offer should I make?
We can't tell you what to offer.
No.
Right? We cannot tell you what to offer. We can tell you facts, figures, public information. We can give you all that. We can tell you what to look for and what not to look for, but we can't look at you and say, you got to offer this.
A lot of times,
and make you do
a lot of times
thing.
it comes down to this.
Just a gut feeling, right?
You got to go back to your gut.
However, this is what we've told you now for a long time. We're in a very tight market, not only here in the Lakeway area, but wherever you watch this around the world, the real estate market, man, is tight.
Oh, yeah.
Everywhere.
Everywhere.
Inventory is low across the country, across the nation. I love it, right?
Yeah.
Inventory is low. So that's making for tight things happening everywhere. It's taking now very good, solid, quick offers. We've schooled you on that. Be ready to go. Make a good offer if you want it. We've gave you those schools. But there are some times that you could potentially get these homes for less than the asking price, right?
That's right.
We're going to give you some clues today, some things that you can look for. Are we telling you that you can lowball offers? Absolutely not. We're not telling you that.
No.
Are we telling you to always offer lower? No, we're not telling you that. Are we telling you to offer the asking price? No. We're just giving you some clues, right?
Right.
This isn't legal information. This isn't financial information. Ask those professionals, and they can give that to you. We're just two guys in a shirt.
It says the nation on it.
Sitting on a stool, right? Giving you some information, right? Giving you some information today. So here's what you need to look for. Some clues you need to look for that says, hey, can I potentially come in a little lower on the asking price of this house? Here's number one. When you've got a seller that totally wants out of the house, all right? If you know that, for example, maybe this house was given to them. They inherited it.
Right.
It fell down through heirship or whatever. Right. They have no money in the house, right? But it's just something that's a headache for them because they're mowing the grass, paying taxes, keeping the electric on, all of those things, the maintenance, so on and so forth, and it's a headache to them.
Absolutely, yes.
And you know, we don't care what we get. We want an offer and we want out.
Right.
That's a good clue,
right,
folks.
Yes.
That you could potentially offer a little bit less on this house and get it a little bit less than asking price if you find out again that the seller wants out of the house. What do you got?
I mean, if you're working with a real estate agent and the house is listed, that's where you know maybe they could
find
do a little Snoop Dogg work
fact
for you.
Finding, man.
Do a little fact finding, find out if the people if they're getting transferred out of state for a job.
Yes.
If it's a divorce situation.
That's right.
And they moved on, left the house or whatever.
Again, 3 or 4 people own it.
Right, yeah.
Bunch of kids own it.
Right.
Again, grandkids own it.
And again, that's not saying that you're going to be able to come in with a lowball offer.
No, it's not. That's a good point.
And
that's a good point.
They're going to be jumping all over it.
Right.
That don't mean that.
That's right. This is just some things, some clues you can look for. Those are sometimes when we see, all right, what offers go full price and over versus what offers go less than full price. These are some common traits that the ones that go less than full price have.
Yes.
Again, the seller doesn't necessarily have money that they've got invested in the house. They haven't kept it up for years.
Right.
They didn't pay to build it.
Right.
They've not paid a mortgage for 30 years. They inherited it some way. So again, any money in their pocket is profit to them, right? That's what we mean by that. So a seller that they just want rid of it. They just want out.
Right.
That's the first clue you can look for. Again, we're talking about today some clues, things you can look for that, hey, can I offer less than asking price and potentially get this house? We're giving you some clues to look for. That's number one. What do you got for number two?
Well, number two is when it's just obvious.
Right.
That a house is just way overpriced.
Yes.
Okay, again, if you're working with a realtor, it's always good before you even make an offer on a house anyways, when you're interested, to go ahead and have your realtor do you a market analysis, just like they're going to do when they list it.
You should.
Now, I'm not saying that houses that are expensive is overpriced. That's not necessarily true.
The price has nothing to do with it.
The price has nothing to do with it. Just because they've got it listed for $400,000, it could very well be worth every cent.
That's right.
That they're asking for.
Right.
But if you do a market analysis and you come back and you can see, okay, this house is comparable, this house is comparable, and this one's $50,000 higher than the other ones that's comparable. Right. Might be time to throw those people a lowball offer.
Yes, the easiest way to look at it and say, okay, if I'm in a $100,000 price neighborhood and this is a $400,000 house, there might be a clue, right?
Yeah.
But your market analysis, if you're buying a house, get your realtor to do your market analysis on the buying side, and you kind of know, hey, well, this is priced right, or this one ain't coming in right. So we need to offer, if you like the house. If you don't like the house, don't fool with it.
Yeah.
But if you like the house, put the offer down here where, again, your market analysis comes in at. And then you can say, hey, this is what the market analysis is coming in.
Have your agent send a copy of the market analysis that they done over with the offer.
Yes, exactly.
Here's what I'm seeing.
Right. Because, again, this house is going to have to appraise. Things are going to have to work out for it to be able to go on through to become actually your house. Right. So, again, clues. We're talking about little clues, right? These aren't know-all, end-alls. We're not telling you if you go see this that you're going to get it under asking price. That's not what we're saying. We're giving you clues, man.
And again, it's not saying just because that person does, like he said, have it priced way high. Right. They might have in their mind, I don't have no desire. They don't have the motivation, though he was talking about the first people.
Sure.
They're just throwing it out there to see if they can get a dog.
Right.
You know what I mean?
They're just trying to get whatever.
Right.
They could care less if they really sell the house.
So don't mean, again, that they're going to take your low offer.
That's exactly right. That's the first two. We got 5 today. Here comes number 3. Here's, again, a clue. And this is going to be a good clue because you're going to know this one. This one's about you. Nothing about the house or the seller. But when you're not picky with what you're getting, now we tell you all the time, be picky. Right? You're getting ready to spend a lot of money or pay 30 years the rest of your life for this house. We tell you to be picky. But if you're not picky, you could care less whether you get this house or you get one down the street or you get one across the mountain. You don't care about that stuff. Lowball the offer. Right? You probably ain't going to get it anyway.
You're going to say, don't be heartbroken if you don't.
But that's the only way you're going to know, can I get less then? Hey, I don't care if I get it or not. And you would be surprised. There's a lot of people that we work with that are like, hey, yeah, I'm wanting to move, but I don't have to have that house. That's not the one. I'll go next door and buy that one and be just as happy.
Yeah, like they're saying, I mean, I like that house. It's not like, my dream house. I like that house. I could see myself there. Mm-hmm. I could see my family growing there. Right. It's not ideal. It's not the perfect house. But, hey, if I can get it for this price, I'd take it.
I'll take it. Any day of the week,
might be okay then. That's what I'm saying. So it's okay then.
That's when you want to go in low, right? Because, hey, it's all in you, right? It's all in you. You're going to know that whether now, again, in the market we're in today, we've told you this, and here's the disclaimer on top of all this. If there's a house you want, you better put a good offer in.
It's kind of like, let's go back to what we was just talking about, the pancakes, the waffles. Okay, I'm not that big of a pancake fan. I can eat them.
Right.
But when they're free pancakes at IHOP, I'm there.
You're going for it, right?
So I'm going to go and get the deal.
No holding back. No holding back on that right there. So, again, you're going to know this, though. But we're just telling you, again, on top of what we're giving you today, everybody asks us all the time, can I go in low? Can I go in low? The answer in the market right now, if you want a house, you better make a good offer.
If you want the house.
If you're not picky, go in at whatever you want to go at. That's a clue. You can do it whether you feel you can or you can't. Right. That's number 3. What do you got for number 4?
Number 4 is to watch and see if the house has been on the market, off the market, on the market, off the market,
a good one.
On the market, off the market.
Yeah.
Because, a couple of things. Probably that seller's getting really frustrated with the whole process of going on the market. Now, we're going to tell you, because we know if that's happening, there's a problem.
Sure, something's up.
Comes down to what we say all the time.
Yeah.
Price and marketing.
Right.
So it's probably that price is a little bit too high. So maybe they ain't even got an offer before.
Right.
Maybe they've been priced so high they've never got an offer.
Right.
But if you see that activity, the house comes on, it goes off. It comes on, it goes off. It comes on, it goes off. Mm-hmm. That's a prime target to say, okay, these people might take a low-ball offer because obviously they really do want to sell.
Right. Or they wouldn't keep putting it back on.
Right.
Yeah.
So
that's sometimes you can go in lower because, again, it's been on the market 3 years. Maybe they're ready to sell this house. Right. Exactly. Maybe they're ready to sell this farm, this property, whatever it is that you're looking for. Maybe they're ready to do that now. On and off kind of tells you a good story sometimes, right? But also make sure, again, that you do your due diligence and research all that out and find out more into it, that there ain't a major problem why that's hopping on and off the market. Because no matter what you get it for, if there's a big problem.
Had this conversation just yesterday in a house that I was showing some folks, and they said that they had saw a house and it had been pending like 4 or 5 times. And it would show pending for a while, and then it'd go back to active. Pending for a while, back to active.
Right.
And I said, now to me, that's a sign of, I said,
something's up.
Chances are it's a house problem.
Sure.
Because it's not that often that you're going to have 5 people make an offer on it, and that 5 of them's approval, something happened.
Right.
Something happened with their finances. It sounds to me like it was probably a house problem.
Sure.
And once they all found out about it, we're pulling out.
Yeah, absolutely.
So,
absolutely.
There's little signs you can watch for that'll tell you stuff without somebody telling you stuff.
Right. And that leads to number 5, talking about the house. Here's another clue you can look at. Again, when the home is outdated, all right? Now, outdated, I'm not necessarily just talking about carpet and all that stuff right there. I'm talking about it's been there a while, okay? All the stuff has been there a while. Maybe it's sat there empty. Maybe it's not been, it's easier a lot of times to use stuff than to just let it sit.
Right.
But the house is out. So, again, it leads to what you were just talking about. There's a lot of problems with it, all right? There's things that happen because everything is outdated. The heat pump don't never get turned on. There's mold in the basement because it's always shut up or something, again, lets it know. Now, you can look at those, and it's all going to go back to that CMA. What's the market say it's worth? Right. People may price that outdated house right.
Right.
You know what I mean? They may go ahead and cut the price up front.
There's a lot of times that happens.
A lot of times.
You got to take that into consideration.
You've got to take that into consideration. Just because, again, it's an outdated house that's been sitting there for a long time does not mean you can automatically go in low. That's just a clue for you.
Now, I'm even going to say, even though about like carpets and, stuff like that, that does, in a sense, play a factor. It's not going to be a major factor because at the end of the day, it always comes down to price per square foot.
That's right.
But if you've got a 1,500 square foot house here built in 2012, another one built in 2012, these are selling for $150,000, and your 1905 is right next door to it with shag carpet.
That's right.
And blue toilets.
Yes.
You know what I mean? You're probably, even though same square footage, everything's the same. It's going to be hard because this house is updated.
Right.
This is the now going price of a house.
Of what it's going with the updates already
This is what it's going with updates already there.
100%.
So you have to take that into account. You can't just say, well, my house is next door. I have the same amount of square feet.
Right.
That's not always
That's right.
Truth.
100%. But again, your CMA, your market analysis, the professional that you're working with, they're going to be able to help you out and find out those things, right?
Yeah.
Is this the going market price? Is this what houses in this neighborhood are selling for? That's what, again, you can look at and see, hey, what can I do? That's going to tell you the biggest story of all things. Again, we've been talking about today clues, little things you can look for. Not know all, end all, but clues. Things you can look for that may happen. Go ahead.
Nicole, our commenter over there, she just made a very good point.
Good job, Nicole. Way to go.
Nicole.
Shout out to you.
Is she like the producer or something?
Yes, she's the producer.
So Ashley
Sounds
Williams,
good,
by the way, just put done.
Yeah.
So we do free CMAs, and that's, again, if you're either looking to see what your house is worth.
Right.
That's, again, looking if you're looking to buy, because
buy
you want to do
sell.
it both ways.
Yes.
If you're buying, you want to know that the house that I'm buying is priced right.
100%.
You should want to know that.
You should.
Okay.
Yes.
And if you're selling, again, same thing. You want to know that, you know, it's what's my house worth.
That's exactly
it's
right.
It's free, don't cost you anything.
Not a dime. Not a...
We thank each and every one of you for listening to today's podcast. Tune in for future episodes by subscribing to our channel and get the latest and greatest real estate information right here on Lakeway Area Real Estate Talk Live, presented by Elite Realty Group. Until next time, have a great and blessed day.